We live in a society. For those who haven't caught on already, we are now ranked by one thing in this world and one thing only. Now, some of you might already know what this is. Some of you are probably wondering, what is this mythical rank I'm talking about? And that is ball knowledge. And let me break it down for you, for those who don't know what elite ball knowledge is. According to the Urban Dictionary, elite ball knowledge is an idea/thing that is only known among a niche community who can immediately recognize it, yet leave people who don't know very confused. I guess an example would be when all the Rodimus Primes from other Transformers universes showed up to help the Rodimus Prime from the Regeneration 1 comic.
Let him cook! Where you can do a thing where it completely flips?
I see, I bet a lot of you are probably like, what the hell is this guy yapping about? Now, I know some of you watching are listening to what I'm saying and going, this guy has some ball knowledge. And I just gained what is considered social credit with the Transformers community by just saying that one phrase. Either way, that's what you would consider ball knowledge. Now, you probably don't realize it, but you're actually probably holding on to some unreleased ball knowledge yourself. And you probably don't even know it yet, because when it comes to ball knowledge, it could literally be anything in the world. Let's go back to the early 2000s. Did you watch cartoons in the early 2000s? If so, you're probably holding on to a massive bank of ball knowledge and you don't even realize it yet. Now maybe it's time for you to go out and unrelease that ball knowledge that you have stored, banked inside the back of your brain, so that way you can raise your social credit score. But let's go over a few examples of ball knowledge. Do you remember The Suite Life of Zack and Cody, for instance? You may have watched it. You might know a few characters and a few references, and if you do, you know what? Consider that some ball knowledge shit. If you even remember The Suite Life on Deck, that's some ball knowledge for you. But I'll tell you what, if you remember the Suite Life movie, now that's some freaking elite ball knowledge. You know what? If you remember any of the Disney Channel movies back in the day, consider that elite ball knowledge for you to keep in the bank. Hannah Montana, the Suite Life movie, Wizards of Waverly Place, all of that would be considered elite ball knowledge. And you know what? Let's move on from the Disney Channel. Did you know that there was a regular show movie? You see, you probably didn't even know that, and I probably just earned some ball knowledge points right there from you from just mentioning it. And I bet you're out there just casually dropping quotes from movies and TV shows from the past, just referencing small things from shows and TV shows, maybe video games that you love. You may not realize it, but you're spitting out ball knowledge for people to consume and raise your credit score based on that alone. But don't be swayed, ball knowledge doesn't just apply to the oldies. You can gain molecular level ball knowledge from stuff that's even coming out to this day. And if you're sitting here going, you know what? The Simpsons and Fortnite collab? I still play Fortnite, that's some ball knowledge, right? I'm sorry. No, it's not ball knowledge. But if you sat there and told me, hey, do you remember when Family Guy came to Springfield and Homer and Peter had that big epic fight that caused nuclear reaction throughout all of the town? That's some ball knowledge, baby.
Hop to it, man.
Boy.
What about video games? Let's go on another spectrum of media. What about video games?
They'll pay for this.
You might have just 100% in Ghost of Tsushima. You know what? That's some ball knowledge right there. Not a lot of people 100% open world games. But have you ever 100%ed Sly 2 Band of Thieves on the PlayStation 2? Now what about Ratchet and Clank, huh? You played all of them? Cool. Name all of them then. Do you even know how many there are? Okay. So you got almost there. You almost got all of them. I commend you. But you didn't get all of them. I'm sorry, but you forgot to mention Ratchet and Clank going mobile. for the fucking Nokia phone. I'm sorry, but your ball knowledge points immediately deducted. Please wait 24 hours before you can appeal for them back. You may or may not know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, but if you do know what it is, I'm sorry, but that is not ball knowledge, because now it's a mainstream movie that you can see in the cinemas, and it has its sequel coming out in the next month. So if you know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, I'm sorry, but that's not ball knowledge. But you know it's some molecular level ball knowledge? If you can tell me the entire convoluted stories from the video games without fail and without skipping a beat, now that's some molecular level atomic bomb grade A elite ball knowledge. You know what? Same thing with Call of Duty Zombies. You probably have played Call of Duty Zombies, a little casual player. And you know what? It's kind of a niche thing now because Call of Duty's been dying. But if you can tell me the entire Ether storyline without skipping a beat, if you read the entire Chronorium poster that they've posted that entails the entire Ether storyline besides Black Ops 4, elite ball knowledge, baby. Now, one thing I want to mention, if you ever played a tie-in video game movie, you might transcend into the heavens from the ball knowledge you know, so just make sure you be careful with that one. Now, if you go around telling people, yeah, I played Atlantis Squirt Pantis on the PS2, we might not be able to even recover you because you've flown so high. I want to preface something, though. Playing video games alone is not ball knowledge. I'm sorry. If you play video games, that's not ball knowledge. Everyone plays video games, so it's just not enough anymore. It's the level of intellect you contain from the games and its culture. It's all about culture, so just remember that. Speaking of culture, let's talk about some video game culture, and let's see if you have that level of elite ball knowledge stored inside your brain. Do you remember this image? I mean, if not, that's okay. You just have to get better. But don't worry, I'm not going to hit you with this ball knowledge, because I don't want to accidentally hurt you. But let's just say this comes from one of the most uncomfortable speedrunning things of all time.
Dude, how come I never saw this Christmas special as a kid?
It's a rare game, I guess, really.
Take over.
Yeah, that's basically the greatest trick.
Since when did Super Mario Brothers U get here?
Good joke.
So, confirmed Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet. But yes, you are correct.
I mean, shit. If you know what speedrunning is, you know what? That's pretty niche enough. Have some ball knowledge. Go ahead and deposit it into your bank. Maybe that was a little bit too harsh, though. Let's go ahead and show you this image here. This one I'm not going to give you. If you know this image, ball knowledge. Now let's actually talk about some of the people we watch, you know, play games and talk online, like Queso, Kai Cenat, or Jinxie. I'm sorry, but if you watch these people, that's just not ball knowledge. These people are too on top right now to be considered ball knowledge. But if you could literally name any one of these YouTube profile pictures that I'm putting here, you know what? I'll give you some extra credit on that one. But let's go a little bit back in time on the same media spectrum. Do you remember Vine? You may not realize this, but most of the people you watch today actually came from Vine. A lot of these people have roots to this app that came out over 10 years ago. And if you knew that, and if you watched it, that's some freaking ball knowledge, dude. Especially with the Paul brothers. You remember them?
My feet hurt. Well, is it our fault you wore high heels on a hiking trip? At least I try to look feminine.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
That was just a bad joke. I don't know why I wrote that in. But what about some other influencers like PewDiePie? Maybe a few years back, you remember when PewDiePie was fighting with T-Series to maintain the most subscribed YouTuber of all time. And you know what? That's some ball knowledge. That's some ball knowledge. You can have that one. But if you really want to stunt, ask someone if they remember PewDiePie. And if they say yes, say brofist to them. Or say barrels. And if they look at you like you're crazy, then they're just not on your level. They need to get better. And now, I think legally you have to look down on them. I think that's part of the social credit code when it comes to ball knowledge. You have to look down on them like they're peasants. What about Smosh? You remember Smosh before they were a multimedia, high quality YouTube video making company? Do you remember when it was just two dudes playing on the internet? Oh, you do? You do? Okay. Give me a second here. Just get my checkbook real quick. Alright. Alright, here's a check here. Make sure you go ahead and deposit that. It's going to probably take a few weeks before the entire amount enters into your bank account, but go ahead and deposit that because that's some elite ball knowledge right there. What about the legendary Good Mythical Morning? Which, honestly, I gotta commend. Most consistent channel of all time. I don't think they've ever stopped recording on schedule for like over 15 years. But do you remember my favorite Pillow song? What about the OCD song? Maybe Nerd vs. Nerd rap battle? I bet you actually didn't know that Rhett and Link and Smosh actually battled the Ninja Turtles in an epic rap battle. If you remember that, that's some sweet elite ball knowledge. In fact, if you remember, the people that made that epic rap battle also made an epic rap battle between Hitler and Vader. Wow, we really do live in different times, don't we? Now, if you know these YouTube facts, why don't you go ahead and withdraw them from your bank so that way you can throw them at random bystanders when needed. What about this? Have you ever watched the Lunch Break podcast? If you have, you know what? We appreciate your support, and we thank you all very much for the support on that one. But I'll also have to give you some elite ball knowledge there. Valid elite ball knowledge. But do you remember who the first guest was on that show? That's right. It was the legendary Nick. Now, a lot of you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but if you do, ball knowledge, baby. Now, I'm going to have to say something a little controversial here. A little controversial. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I have to say it because it's true. If you're a Swiftie, I'm sorry. You don't contain elite ball knowledge. But wait, you can name all of her exes? You can name all the reasons why they broke up, and you can give me every song that associates with their breakup? Okay. It's not ball knowledge to me, because I ain't a Swiftie, but I'm not going to take that away from you. Go ahead and have a little bit of points there. You know what? Consider it a little settlement check from me. You know what? What about all music? What if you listen to coworker music? Regardless of how burger it is, I guess I'm going to have to consider that some ball knowledge. I really am. You know what else is some ball knowledge? This one, I legally may or may not be able to even show you this one, but might as well do it anyways. Do you remember the Silly Bands? What about something a little bit newer? Were you there for fidget spinners? What about the frickin' Fushigi, dude? You remember the Fushigi? God, I need to look up what this thing fucking looked like. Was it literally just a ball? It was literally just a fucking clear ball. You ever watch a show Smiling Friends or Rick and Morty on Adult Swim? That's not ball knowledge, I'm sorry. It's just not. I mean, I love Smiling Friends, but it's not ball knowledge that I know what it is. But if you tell me you watched the Boondocks, okay. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, okay. You might be cooking. Now, you know what? There's some ball knowledge in there. But if you come over here and tell me that you've seen Metalocalypse, huh? Shit, if you say you've seen Squidbillies, huh? Damn, you might just kill someone with that elite ball knowledge, dude. One thing I have to preface, and I'm sorry, but this has happened to me, and I had to cut someone off for doing this to me, but it was a fact. They had to know that what they were doing was wrong. If you start spitting historical facts at me, I'm sorry, that's just not elite ball knowledge. Not at all. If you're trying to, if you walk up and tell me the Constitution was signed in 1812, you know, first of all, you're just wrong, and secondly, that's not ball knowledge. That's something you should just know. So no, that's not ball knowledge. And honestly, you should probably hit the books because you need to re-up on some basic history. As a side note, if you really want to kind of mess with your perception on how much someone knows American history, ask people when the War of 1812 was. You'd be very surprised. I guarantee you. You'd be shocked how many people actually don't know when the War of 1812 was, truly. Alright, so you've gathered together all your ball knowledge, and now you're sitting on the top of your huge gold throne, looking down on everybody, wondering, how could it get any better than this? But be careful. Don't get too high and mighty, because if you're not careful, you might hit some young buck on the street with some ball knowledge. And they might hit you with the most devastating, dangerous word of all time. A word that will topple down your empire and empty your bank before you even realize what has been happened. A word so dangerous and so powerful, your ball knowledge is going to go into the negatives. And I'm going to tell you what that word is. So, you know, if you're sensitive, you might want to cover your ears a little bit on this one. Especially if it's something that's happened to you. It's a little bit traumatic. I get it. I understand if you've heard this word. That word is unk. Now, a lot of you might have to skip through this part of the video because it's a little too dark to talk about. And I get it. It's a very sensitive topic being called Unk. Because one day you're just telling some random kid about the Die Hard trilogy on the PS1, and he looks at you confused and just calls you Unk. And if you're hit with that 3-letter word, pack it up, bro. Because you're going to be in the hospital for about 4 months after getting that type of damage. It's even worse. Let me tell my little cousin about how games like Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, and Spider-Man for the PS4 got me through my first year at college, and he hits me with the... When those came out, I was 1 year old. What the fuck you mean you were 1 year old? Like, how is it possible that Fortnite is older than you? About a year ago, me and my brother were playing Black Ops 6 Zombies, and I said, damn, do you remember when Derice from World at War came out? And he said, I wasn't even born yet. What's worse, I think, is that there's just no deflection from this kind of insult. Because you know what? They might be right. If you were born in 2000 and some kid was born in 2015, you are an unk to them. That begs the question. If you're an unk to them, do you lose all of your ball knowledge? You're in luck though, because you may not lose all your ball knowledge. You might not. They're probably not even old enough to have enough ball knowledge in the tank to compare to what you have. But what would kill you, so be careful. If you were born in 2000 and your coworker was born in 2003, and he calls you unk because he doesn't remember when Red vs. Blue came out way back in the early 2000s, then I'm sorry, just pack it up. It's over. It's over. You're in ball knowledge debt for probably the rest of your life. Let's say maybe 30 years. And, you know, in internet terms, pack it up because it's over. Also, I think when you're called unk legally, you're now like 75 years old. So there's just no going back. Life expectancy is around that age anyway, so might as well just call it quits and donate all your ball knowledge to all the young bucks who need it, and just embrace the word unk. I guess that begs the question, do you stand on top as an elite ball knowledge owner, standing on your throne of multiple random ideas and knowledge that you just have stored in the back of your brain, or do you succumb to the unk? Well, I'm sorry, because to be honest, it doesn't even matter in the end. Everything I've already talked about in this video, it doesn't even matter. Go ahead and just throw it out the window because none of it matters unless you have aura. Your ball knowledge might work in your little niche communities, but if you don't have the aura to back it up when you're spitting random facts at people on the street, then I'm sorry. You're just a freaking nerd, dude. So if you don't have the aura to back up the ball knowledge that you have contained, then I'm sorry. Before you hit the streets and start spitting out your facts, why don't you go ahead and work on your aura first, huh? Well, in all seriousness, all jokes aside, in your own reality, you don't have a label. If there's something you enjoy and others enjoy it with you, then you know what? That should be perfect. So go ahead and grab that ball knowledge you know and share it with your peers that actually love to talk about that ball knowledge, because I guarantee you, you're going to have a much better time than trying to spit it at random facts, trying to gain fake social credit. And you know what? Enjoying something that you love is enough aura to keep you away from the word unk till the rest of your life. I guess that really means, you know, your social status doesn't matter. It is a big part of life, but in reality, it doesn't matter. If there's something you enjoy doing, or a hobby you enjoy, or just knowledge that you love to have in your brain, it makes you happy, and you know what? Go ahead and be happy. Who are we to stop you? Unless you play Valorant, then you're probably bottom of the barrel, to be honest.